Okay, hi, good evening. I'm here with Joanne, Samsundar, and today we will be discussing the politics behind banning single-use items in Trinidad and the wider Caribbean. What prompted you to start this campaign?
So it's a non-governmental environmental movement, and the aim of it is to provide awareness and education to all layers of persons. And what really prompted me to start it is when the announcement came for the banning of styrofoams in Trinidad and Tobago. That was last year in 2018. Unfortunately, it has not come to fruition as yet, but that is a pretty big ticket item. And when you have something like that occurring within Trinidad and Tobago, it kind of paves the way for other bans to also come into effect. So that was the perfect opportunity and platform to start to create some additional awareness around why we need to stop using single-use items. So the styrofoam is just one element out of all of them.
What responses have you gotten so far?
So the responses have been really overwhelming. And we're talking about from even the online petition that was created. It's probably reached over 25,000. But more than that, it's the fact that people have reached out and continue to reach out to gain support in their communities and schools, and even at the corporate level as well. People do want to be educated, and even though we have a lot of awareness going on in Trinidad and Tobago from various NGOs and CBOs and movements, clearly it's not reaching the core of the population. So the response is phenomenal.
How crucial would you say is the government's intervention or involvement in the success of this movement?
Right, so it's about 95% crucial, and that can be broken down into two parts. So we must be able to, the government has to provide the regulation and the legislation, one, and then of course the enforcement as well comes from that side. More importantly, the government also regulates how we dispose of solid waste, right? So they need to mandate swim call. How are we now going to ensure that we collect solid waste, but we also set aside recyclables if we're talking about a ban, for example, or even from the perspective of if we're now saying we can't use styrofoam, what are the alternatives? What is their involvement? So one, they need to create a nationwide awareness and education, right?
Yes.
Secondly, they need to be able to allow suppliers and buyers to be able to access the free market, and of course provide things like tax incentives and so on. So we can't just take away something that is widely used and is convenient to everyday life and leave the population without an alternative. So again, they have three distinct responsibilities: legislation and enforcement, alternative materials, education and awareness in that level as well, and of course improving solid waste and recycling pickup throughout Trinidad and Tobago.
Online activism has become very popular recently. Can you address the successes and limits?
It's easy. I gain support from a wide cross-section of the population, because a lot of people have access to internet and social media and so on, right? So you can reach a huge amount of people in a very short space of time. The downside to that is that they are depending and relying on you for information. Of course, it can never ever replace the real face-to-face education and awareness that you will create. So the downside is that people might sign a petition, but after that it's kind of out of sight, out of mind, unless of course you are very persistent. And a lot of times, lots of environmental movements, they may be restricted for time, resources, personnel, and it can die down, so the commitment has to be there. So that is one of the downsides. But you reach people quicker in larger numbers.
In your petition, you stated that the plastic threat is real and must be addressed now. What is the motivation behind this issue of plastic pollution, and why this form of pollution specifically?
Right, because single-use items are what we call, you use it one time and then it is discarded. I mean, us Trinis here, we reuse things, right? So we reuse our plastic bag we get from the grocery, but ultimately it ends up somewhere. So you are using all these resources, hydrocarbons, you need to actually make it into a product. And then of course somebody drinks a beverage, for example, and it literally goes into a bin and ends up somewhere, and it creates zero value to the environment, of course. So single-use items is what we need to get away from, because it is too short-lived in nature, and it's manufactured, and within a few seconds or minutes it is used and dumped into the environment. So that is why the focus is on those items as opposed to anything else.
Also in the petition you stated, but we the people must act now. How important do you say is the involvement of the general public?
Oh, well, I mean, the entire success depends on people, on you and me to actually walk the talk. So I can, post up really lovely things. I could do all that I need. If I don't get the support from people to change their habits and to change their attitudes and mindsets, then it's not going to work. I'll be wasting my time. So people, everyone is the key in changing this throwaway society we're living in.
How has the translation of your online activities translated offline?
Right, so that's a very good question as well. So I do a lot of this. I help a lot of Form 6 students as well. I get a good amount of requests all the time for interviews. Can you help me with an assignment? And even at a corporate level, I've been to so many companies doing this, right? Bridging the gaps with awareness and education. And even where I work, the various places that I have worked as well, it's kind of embedded there. So the offline experience is what is very valuable, and it's been really, really fantastic.
Okay, what are your thoughts on the global response to plastic pollution?
Well, as you can see, there is quite a movement happening globally. In every single country. When I started researching this, I was so surprised at how many groups there are globally. There's so many movements happening. And we are making a good headway because we are getting governments to cut back. We are getting governments to hold manufacturers responsible. They're now having brand audits taking place globally, and they're calling out companies like Coca-Cola and Pepsi and Unilever that has been polluting without any sort of penalties or any sort of consequences for decades. Every major Caribbean country, with the exception of Trinidad, has now banned single-use items. So it's been tremendous. I think it's working, and that's because the education and the awareness is reaching people finally.
Okay, what are your thoughts on the significance of this issue to Caribbean development specifically?
Right, so a lot of the Caribbean islands rely on tourism. What we have naturally is what we sell. With the exception of Trinidad, we have an oil and gas industry. A lot of the Caribbean islands depend on tourism, and greening these days is big business. Hopefully you're doing it for the right reason, but going green is way more attractive. So all the Sandals hotels within the Caribbean has recently phased out all single-use plastics, and the response has been tremendous. Even Cocoa Reef in Tobago, they've now replaced all their stirrers, all their plastic straws, and their single-use items like forks and spoons and cutlery and whatnot. They phased it out as well, and it is so popular and natural in places like the UK and across North America, recycling and going green, that this is exactly what the foreigners and they are advocating for. So I think it's a very good move for the Caribbean, in addition to which it allows us to become innovative. Why spend so much money in importing those kind of items when we can really innovate and use natural resources that we have? So for example, when St. Vincent and the Grenadines put forward their proposed to ban plastic bags, right? They had a couple of workshops, and the government, they supplied the workshops, and they started using the natural resources that they have. In particular, they started weaving baskets from coconut and palm trees and so on. Traditional items that we got rid of, those things are making a big comeback in the Caribbean, and we are creating that innovation for people.
Have you showed solidarity to other environmental movements in the Caribbean, and what is your relationship to the NGOs locally?
Yeah, so we have a lot of connections, and the relationships is what helps, for example, my movement to garner support. We're not standalones at all. Everybody's connected somehow. So if you've heard of I Am Movement, for example, I Am Movement, we all work in tandem to create education and awareness. So I Am is really focused on climate change, but pollution is a contributor to climate change, right? So they support my causes and I support theirs. There's a local supplier as well on the market. Her business name is Hello Green, and she supplies only compostable and biodegradable products to business places. We also support each other. There's various other groups in Trinidad. We've recently partnered with Earth's Foundation. This is an NGO coming out from the Southland, and their goals and objectives are very similar to mine. They would like to see the government place a ban on single-use items, right? I just want to go back to one thing when we talked about what is the impact to the Caribbean. We have to bear in mind as well that pollution has it's a heavy price, right? And not having polluted beaches, oceans, etc., we can never really place a price tag on that, right? Our oceans are worth billions and billions of dollars. Our beaches are worth millions and millions of dollars, depending on which Caribbean island you're coming from. So we don't want to actually downplay the fact that pollution is very, very costly, not only to clean up, but the inherent economic impacts it has on everything else.
What recommendations or policies do you suggest be put into place to reduce the effects of this environmental problem?
Right, so immediately the government has to act. We can't wait any longer. We just cannot wait anymore. They have to propose not only a styrofoam. We need to go the way like Costa Rica and those islands, Dominica and whatnot. We need to ban single-use items, but we also need to give people, a leeway, a couple of months to get or a year, a grace period. To put things in place, because business owners need to be educated, the population need to be educated, and we need to put some of these legislation into effect now. And we really not leading in this area, so we need to follow what our Caribbean islands are doing.
That concludes our interview today. Thank you very much.
Thanks.